Okay, I don't think it's hard to get into big law as people make it seem. And this is coming from someone who did average, probably, yeah, did not do well in law school, received a summer associate, my 2L, got hired, got offered an associate position after I graduate law school. So I'm coming from experience. I did not do the traditional path of moot court, law review, and I forget all the other important ones. I did not do that. I did my own thing. And I feel like, and maybe this is me because I'm a millennial. I don't even want to label that, but I think that we have been so conditioned in the legal profession that if you follow this path, like this will be the result. Like it's a math equation. And I don't think that. And I was a different type of law student because when I was in law school, I was like, this does not make sense. Why are they if my law school is telling me I need to do this, there's other law schools that's telling them to do that as well. So we're all just like doing the same thing. What that doesn't make you, like different from anyone. It doesn't set you apart. Like it to me it was just so silly on many levels. And to add, I didn't even go to like I went to a second tier law school and I got into big law. And I think that oftentimes people do not try. I've talked when I would go to networking events and I would talk to other attorneys and they would tell me, "Oh, I never applied to big law. I never tried that because my grades weren't good and I just didn't have what they were looking for." And I was in my head, I'm just like, you are silly. That's ridiculous to me. Like you're not even trying to see what your odds are. And not even trying, that's crazy to me. So you're just saying no and not even, seeing what could happen from that. Like that to me was so silly. And I think that, I started making these big law series videos because these you're not seeing traditional students like myself, right? You're seeing people who went to Ivy League law schools, who have a 4.0, who did everything that the law professors, career advisors have told them to do. And to me, it's like I need I'm sure I'm not I'm sure there's others like myself. Or maybe not. Maybe people just don't try. But if I feel like if that's something that you want to do, you can do it and you can achieve it. But if you start listening to what they're saying and what they're preaching, like you're just going to not end up in big law. And I think that too is I would hear professors in career services say that, oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z. But some of them, let's start with the career advisors, some of them not attorneys. And if they are attorneys, never worked in big law. So how would you even know? If you can't, if you never gone through the experience, you can't tell me anything. And it's just like when people who have never worked in big law, they have the most to say. Like you might have heard that from other people, but if you haven't lived in that experience and you haven't done the actual work and you haven't seen big law and actually done it, what you say means nothing. Nothing at all. And then same with some professors. If all you know is academia, you just been in education, you've just been teaching. What do you know? Like if you worked at a certain firm or you did some type of work, then okay, I'll give then I will listen. But it's like you start looking at people around you and it's like, why are we giving them so much credit? And I get it. I'm a first generation attorney. This no one in my family has been to law school or an attorney. So I was learning my path on my own, but at one point you got to wake up and say what are they saying? And is the person that's telling me this, is this the kind of life or are they that reflects what I want to do? And if it's not, stop listening to them. Just stop. They have no idea at all what they're talking about. They heard it from somebody and somebody and come on now. It's just pointless. And I think that yes, if you didn't do as well as you wanted in law school, I think that you can still get into big law, but the thing is, you just got to try a little bit harder. right? Because when you get into big law, it's a grind. Like, don't act like you don't like. Whereas, like, okay, I'm not gonna talk about small and mid firm because I haven't lived that. But when you're in big law, you gotta get work. Sometimes you don't always get work. You have to like be in front of people. You have to talk to people. You have to network. You have to get out. You have to go to firm events. You have to put yourself out to get work so people can give you work and whatnot. Like, you have to do a lot of work, and it's a grind. But not everybody is willing to put in the work, and that's okay. Sometimes, like, but you have to make that decision for yourself too, right? Because like you have to decide like, okay, do I want to do big law? Is it the only reason I want to do big law because of the money? But you know, like if you're making this amount of money, you got to put in work. Like it's not going to be easy. Like you have to be available 24/7, right? Because that's what you're getting paid for. And so, you know, I just feel like it's not difficult. It's extremely, you just have to like work hard at it. You just gotta apply. Like if if you listen to all my other videos, like the one thing I constantly emphasize, like you have to apply. Like 50, 60, 80, 90, like that's not enough. You gotta do 100, right? If that's something that you want, like you can do it. But you know, I think that another note that I want to add to this video is that you gotta believe in yourself, man, and you have to stop letting people determine your fate for you. Like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Like, you really have to stop putting your like your future in somebody else's hands. You have to take the reins and you have to go out and get it. And I just think that's so important. And I hope that like when you come to my page or you listen to my videos, like you see like it's not impossible. Whatever you want to do. Maybe make it big law's not for you, and that's okay. Maybe you want to work for a judge and you hear how competitive it is. Like just keep trying and putting yourself out, and don't let anyone discourage you, project their experience or anything to you. And I'm especially talking to like the first generation law students and even attorneys. Like, don't listen to them. Like, really do what's best for you and your life, and take those chances. Take them all, right? And like you'll be amazed at the opportunities that you will stumble across when you do your own thing. I'm all about doing your own thing because I think you learn a lot about yourself throughout that process, but you also find out things that you didn't know and you would have never known if you didn't try. So these are my 2 cents. I hope this helps. And yeah, let me know. All right. Bye, guys.